Alright, back again, Luke here. And today what I want to do is show you guys something that I made up here over the last day. And it's something that I had a bunch of parts laying around for and figured I'd put them all together so they weren't just laying around collecting dust. So what I did is I went down to the 100 yen shop, picked up this plastic casing here. These are actually two different trays. And I cut them. Wound up putting in a couple of buttons here, and I've turned this as well as a few different parts into a Supergun. And so for this Supergun here, it's not probably the best as far as like Supergun builds go. It could definitely be a lot better, but unfortunately with the parts that I had laying around, I couldn't get it any better. What it has up here is it has a power switch for the video converter, and it has a power switch for the power itself. The main reason why is the video converter takes at least 9 volts in order to keep it running, and if I tied them both into the power supply, this thing has a PC power supply in the back. You can probably hear that running down there. It's PC power supply down in the back, as well as the power supply here for the video converter. If I were to tie both of these into one another, the video converter, it just takes way too much power. It draws way too much power, so the more power you use for audio, the video starts to suffer. So I just put the extra external pack on there, and this thing works out really well. As you can see here, I've got my harness that runs down here and it plugs into my board. This is actually a leftover harness from something that I had, I think it was probably from one of my old cabs. But yeah, I just went and wound up connecting these controller ports on the inside there for the old Neo Geo MVS, or broken MVS board. And the side here, you can probably see a little bit. This is the AV jacks down here. I have my red, green, and blue on the side. And it has the S-Video as well as the composite on there. And everything's going right now, as you can hear. Here's this. Let me turn up the volume on this. But it puts out a really nice picture, as well as the S-Video does. So this is just going through regular composite. So yeah, I got this thing up and working, and I figured I'd give it to a friend who didn't have one. So it's not going to be a wasted project by any means. Turn this down a little bit. But the way that I have it all wired up here, like I said, these are my two power buttons. This is my test menu. If I want to get into the test menu, I just press this, and bingo, we're into the test. We can go and change around the software settings or the hardware settings, and you can just jump out of that. Oh, there we go. But also what I've done with this works with any standard Neo Geo AES controller. You can just plug it into here. Obviously with this board you could plug it into there as well, but what's nice about this one is I have it wired up to where the coin in is using the select button. So if I press this, put in coins like that, hit up the old start button, and start it up. Well, it's just something that I was up to here for the last day or so. Just been trying to get some of these parts that I have laying around here put together and, you know, basically used. I don't want them just to be sitting around here collecting dust, so this is one of the projects I decided to whip up. It wasn't too difficult at all, but definitely, like I said, if I have a different video converter or something, it would make it a lot better. What's nice about this one is it does have the S-Video kind of already incorporated to it, so I don't have to do anything extra with that. The downside to it is that it needs an external power supply, or another power supply for it. But other than that, it does do the job, and it plays very nicely. The color and everything on here is really clear. It's probably not going to show up through the camera so well. Stop blurring. But yeah, due to the refresh here, you probably can't see so well. But the color in the picture looks fantastic, and it works out really well. But I just figured I'd share this with you guys here. Nothing too long or, you know, too in-depth, but just something that I decided to make out of some leftover parts. But that's about all for me for right now. Like always, I'll put up another video here soon, so thanks for watching.